These are 10 irreversible mistakes to avoid as a high school student. I'm making this video as an ode to my younger self and to you, as if I could go back in time and tell myself don't do these things because you're gonna waste so much time, money, energy, and it's even gonna cost you a heartbreak, which I'll talk about at the end. Heyo, it's your boy Hafu, and the first mistake I made is playing too much League of Legends. In high school, in grade 10, literally every single day, I would go home at 3:30 if I didn't have extracurriculars, turn on my computer and play until dinner, and then after dinner, I would play until midnight. That is not a healthy schedule for anyone. I quit League of Legends the first year of university. I've never looked back since. If I could get those hours back and invest it into something more productive, I would be so much richer in terms of money and also in terms of knowledge and skill. The number 2 mistake I made is something I really struggled to fix, and it took me like 2 to 3 years just to fix this simple thing. And it's the habit of giving up when things get too hard. If we just think about the 10,000 hour rule, where in order to become pro, you have to practice anywhere between 7 to 10,000 hours, which is around 10 years, I would be a freaking pro right now at any of these if I had stuck to it. I would probably have 1 million subscribers. I would probably be performing on huge stages with saxophone or piano. Or if I stuck to coding, I'd be working at Facebook or Google and making $100,000 to $200,000 right out of graduation. You're eventually gonna reach a plateau, and that's the point where you make a decision. Do I quit or do I keep going and become pro? I wish I had become pro. This next one is really hard to admit, but when I was a high school student, I argued a lot with my parents. Asian parents, they're very strict, so I obviously grew up in the Canadian environment, meaning it was more free, so I wanted different things and we had different cultures. Like, it was a lot of conflict. And I always felt so frustrated but so helpless at the same time because I couldn't do anything to fix them. I couldn't do anything to change their mind. I couldn't get them to see what I see. And that frustrated the hell out of me. But after reading 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which I'll talk about later, it really changed my perspective. Third mistake I made was trying to change other people instead of changing myself. You know, after a couple years, I realized you're never gonna fix your parents. The only real change comes from within. Don't blame your parents, don't blame your friends, don't blame the situation you're in, whatever it is. Just blame yourself. And when you're trying to change everyone else, it feels so hard, it's so frustrating, and you're putting your own destiny in someone else's hands. Baby Hafu, listen to me. Don't do that. The 4th mistake I made was not reading books sooner. Up until the 2nd year of university, I probably only read 5 books in my whole entire life. 4 of them were from English class that were mandatory. But the biggest change in my life has come from reading books. Without this book, I wouldn't have realized how to deal with my parents. The one thing, without this book, I wouldn't know how to be productive and plan my goals. The dip, without this book, I wouldn't know when to give up and when to stick through things. I would have just given up too easily. But there are a lot of garbage books too, so you should only read the good ones. Those books I mentioned, I'll leave an Amazon link in the description. If you want to buy it, use my affiliate link and I get a little percentage so I can keep making these awesome videos for you. In high school, I was a really shy kid. I don't know if you can tell, probably not, because you're like, who the hell is this cocky guy? But this confidence was developed over time. I couldn't even say hi to somebody I didn't know, and that's how I got my heart broken. So when I first moved to my new high school in grade 10, I met this really cool girl, and we ended up somehow, luckily, being in the same friend group. And throughout the whole year, we were like just like flirting back and forth, and all of our friends, every single one, knew that we liked each other, but we would never say that we liked each other. After school, we would hang out in like a group of 10 or 12, but somehow I ended up beside her. I really liked her, and I was 80% confident that she liked me back. But I was so shy that I couldn't tell her or ask her out on a date. So we would flirt back and forth, but nothing ever happened until it was the end of the semester. And I'm like, okay, this is my last chance. We're going to summer. I have to do this. I have to ask her out. And we just finished hanging out at my friend's house. We were both catching the bus. I planned this out. This is my perfect opportunity. We both got onto the bus, and it was a small bus, so it was rows of 2 seats. She sat next to the window. I sat right beside her. It was a 10-minute ride, and I was like, after this, she's gonna be my girlfriend. The whole ride, my heart was pounding. I looked at her a couple of times, but it was so awkward. I think she could feel the tension and that I was about to spit something out at her. So she was just like looking out the window the whole entire time. And I was like, we got to her stop. She was going back to the school for a cheerleading practice. I'm like, okay, I still have a chance. As soon as I walk out the bus, I'm gonna give her a big hug and tell her my feelings for her. She walked in front of me, I walked behind her, she stepped down, I stepped down, and I was like, see ya! And as I was going in for the hug, she walked away from me. It was like everything was in slow motion. She looked at me, said, bye-bye, and then ran away. She literally ran. I was heartbroken. I wasn't even mad at her. I was mad at myself. How can you be so fucking shy when it was the perfect opportunity? I knew she liked me, but I just couldn't get myself to speak those words. And after that, she wouldn't return my texts. So I was just lying in bed every single day, stalking her Snapchat story, thinking about why she's not returning my texts. I lost my chance with her. I'm grateful this happened because it really marked a change in my life. After this, I searched on the internet how to be more confident. And I read so many Ask Ben articles, and which led me down the path of personal development, the act of improving myself constantly. And then I would force myself to do these like social challenges, or like I say hi to strangers every single day. I try to speak up. Like everything I did throughout the next 5 years was just to improve my confidence. I vowed to myself I would never let that situation happen again. And thankfully, it hasn't. But this mistake has cost me my first love, and it has cost me my first heartbreak. My heart was shattered into 1,000 pieces, and I'm still not sure if it's completely repaired. Love is hard. And after I started improving myself and becoming more confident, you know what? It actually worked. Girls started liking me more. And that's leading to my next mistake, being afraid of commitment. In high school, I wasn't allowed to have girlfriends. But hopefully my mom doesn't watch this, because I had a girlfriend for 12 hours. She asked me out. We were on a hike through a trail, and we stopped, sat down, and she asked me out. She was really cute. I liked her too, so I said yes. But when I got home that day, I'm like, I can't do this. I'm afraid of commitment. And I texted her, I think we should break up. That's probably the shortest relationship I've ever had. And this is a bad habit because it went from not being able to commit in a relationship to not being able to commit to something that I was pursuing in life. It kind of goes back to my previous point. For example, YouTube, I would stop after like a couple months. Saxophone, I would stop because I didn't want to go through the hardship of actually becoming good at it. But it's when you make it over that hump that things actually start getting good. The next mistake, devastating. So I moved around a lot as a kid, and honestly, I didn't speak English that well, so it was really hard for me to make close friends. I just tried so hard to fit in because I felt left out. I tried to make myself exactly the same as the person that was popular. And that's a mistake because, I mean, if you want to be popular, you gotta be different. And you can't be different by copying what's already popular. You know, even if you don't fit in school, try to find an outlet. For example, YouTube, or dancing, or singing, whatever. All right, we're gonna go through the next 3 points really fast because I talked about my heartbreak for way too long, but I think maybe you liked it. If you did, hit that like button so you can let me know. Hit subscribe if you want more too. Mistake number 8. Age is not a real limiting factor. When I was in high school, I always told myself I would have to wait until I did X because I'm too young. That's just not true. In the age today, you literally can do anything at any age. There's millionaires who are like 17, 18. As long as you're willing to put yourself out there, there's probably ways around being too young. In high school, I really didn't have to work hard to get good grades because I guess I'm smart. I don't know. It was just so easy. You memorize like a test 2 nights beforehand and you get like 95%. But in college, it just doesn't work like that because if you don't study, you're gonna fail. I learned that the hard way because I almost failed math my first year of university. But it was through getting 49 and 55% on both my math midterms that taught me you have to work for everything that has value in life. Last one, I think a lot of you might struggle with this, and I really struggle with this. Stop the negative self-talk. It's not gonna get you anywhere. We all have an internal dialogue. Like, whether you notice it's there. But you can program your internal dialogue to support you instead of put you down. Before, everything I did, I would judge myself. It's literally the same action, but how you interpret it is different because you trained your mind to support you instead of put you down. Baby Hafu, I know you might not listen to all my words, maybe not any of my words, but I'm always here for you. You can always look back on this video. No matter how hard things are right now, you're gonna get through it because you're strong, you're smart, you're resilient. You're gonna figure things out. There's gonna be storms that come your way, but they're not gonna hit you down. Believe in your goals and go after it. Also, click that like button and the subscribe button because the YouTube algorithm is not gonna push you these videos. And click right here to watch the 10 irreversible mistakes to avoid as a college student. And click right here to subscribe. My name is Hafu and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.